Okay, it's finally here. The brand new Tesla Model Y is available for pre-order right now in places like China, Australia, and New Zealand. So I thought in today's quick video, we'll just go through the website, we'll take a look at this brand new model and comment about it below. Hey, welcome to the video. So as you may know, yesterday I released a video just talking about the Model Y leaks. And then when I woke up this morning, the car has officially been released by Tesla. And you can see it's now on the homepage just of the Australian, Chinese, that sort of the Asian area of the world. It's not available in the United States, in Europe, or the UK at the moment. So let's take a look. The old Model Y is still available on the website, but you can see here, this is the brand new Model Y, which actually looks identical to many of the leaks and many of the renders that we'd seen going around the internet. So let's click learn more and we'll go through this together. So here you've got this beautiful shot of the Model Y with the Quicksilver grey. I really think that looks quite nice. The light bar is exactly how we thought it would be from yesterday's leaks and pictures. The actual headlights are a little bit bigger than I thought on the sides, but still very, very thin. It's going to be interesting to see how they perform in winter conditions. Now it says here we get 551 kilometers of range, 266 kilometers, charge in 15 minutes, and there's an all-wheel drive motor. So I have made some notes, and this is about a 340-mile range on the Model Y. I did expect this to actually be much higher. I don't know, I thought for some reason they'd be able to break maybe the 390, 400-mile range, especially as it's a bigger car, but around 340 miles. So it's kind of what we're getting in range terms with the current car, but maybe it will perform a little bit better in real world. So here's the back for the first time. I think this looks really nice, quite unique, and it kind of reminds me of an Audi e-tron. The side profile of the car is obviously quite similar to current Model Ys, but at the back here you can see we now have this red light strip. The Tesla logo is gone altogether. There's a space here. It says Model Y here on the number plate, but that's obviously going to be where your number plate is going to be. It's got this sort of diffuser look here, which I think looks really, really nice. Other than that, you know, the side of the car is the same. It's the same alloys pretty much from the Model 3 Highland refresh that we saw, but it's very plain here on the back, very clear. The Tesla logo, I'll show you in a minute, is actually within this bar here, but very simple, very clean. I quite like it. I think it's going to be a grower, but I quite like it. You can see it's redesigned from end to end. They always say this, it really is just the front and the end which is kind of redesigned. The side, in my opinion, looks identical. I think you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. Apparently it unlocks maximum efficiency, so you can get the most range, updated suspension, wheels and tires. So we can see here we've got these new quieter tires, and again they look like the ones from the Model 3. It's more efficient. This is the side view. Again, from the side view, would you be able to tell this was the new Model Y? I don't think I would, apart from maybe looking at the little front light here. But overall it looks pretty good. It actually looks, the rear looks nicer than I thought it would. And here's the distinctive lighting. You can see our single cross lamp is the first indirect reflective body panel tail light of its kind. So exactly what that means in real world, I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if maybe the lights kind of reflect just onto themselves down into the beam rather than direct. I don't know why you would want an indirect light, but it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe this just makes it a kind of nice hum light, and hum light just means something that stays on more for kind of a visual look. But we'll have to see, and it'd be interesting to see how these sort of brake lights light up and indicators and everything. But that's the rear. So no Tesla logo at the top here, no Tesla logo here. It says dual motor, and then we have the Tesla logo spaced out there within the red bar. So here's a little look at the inside of the Tesla for the first time. The interior looks very, very similar to the Model 3 refresh, but there are some changes. You can see the steering wheel has changed. It's now a complete circular steering wheel, and they've added back in the indicator stalk. So for those of us like myself who I wasn't a big fan of the stalkless indicator. Yes, I could get used to it. Yes, it was okay. But I think given the option, I would always have an indicator. I think just every car has one. Everyone knows how to use one. They work better, in my opinion, than buttons on a steering wheel that move. Now, yes, you can get used to them. I know a lot of people like theirs. I prefer it, so I'm glad it's back here. But what do you think? Let me know below. Okay, so let's move on. They've improved the quietness of the car, the door sounds, the acoustics within the car. Very much, I imagine, close to the Model 3, but we'll have to see. They're saying anti-gravity seats. I think a bit of a PR term there. They are very soft, comfortable seats, but we'll test those out. And then improved phone calls as well, what we've seen with the Model 3. Now I've got this little video here, and I noticed this. We've got power seats for the rear. That means if you're putting a seat down, you no longer have to kind of flip a button and then they flip forward and you have to manually go pick them up and pull them back. You've got a button that will pull them back up for you. I think that's super handy when you're on a trip like these guys, or if you're like me and you're taking paddleboarding gear everywhere. It's just handy when you want to do a big shop, take the paddleboard gear, stick it in, and you don't have to reach around to try and get the seats back up. Looks like we've also got a powered frunk as well, which is great. I'm assuming you'll probably have to put it down yourself, but it's good that it pops up with power as well. It just makes the car feel much more modern. A lot of modern cars have all of these features, so it's great that we're now getting this in the Tesla Model Y. It looks roughly like we've got the same boot space as before, but again, we'll check that out when we can actually get inside the car. It says there's 2,130 litres of storage and the hand-free trunk as well, so that's pretty good. We've got the same upgraded screen that we have in the Model 3 by the look of it. Of course, there may be a faster processor, there may be high resolution, but I would imagine they're using the same screen as before. And then we have the new bigger screen in the back of the Tesla Model Y, which is super handy if you've got kids or passengers that want to play games, control the temperature, or their own music and videos. Now, of course, like all other Teslas, this has the ability of full self-driving. If you're in the UK, unfortunately, we still don't get it, so I still wouldn't buy it yet until it's out. I always think it's not worth buying for a future promise. I mean, I've had my Tesla Model 3 for 3 years. If I'd have bought full self-drive, it would have been the biggest waste of money because it stays with the car. So that's my recommendation. Just wait until it's fully launched in the UK, if it ever does, and get it there. But we now have front-facing cameras in the lower front of the Model Y. So some complaints I was hearing about the Model 3 is because it's vision only and there's only a camera on the top of the windscreen, when you get close to large curbs, if there's anything sticking out as you're getting close to a wall, the car obviously can't detect it because there's no more parking sensors. So this should alleviate that problem. You'll have the camera at the top and you'll have cameras closer down towards the bottom bumper. So if they've made that a wide angle lens, it should make that vision parking so much better than the Model 3's vision parking. Again, we'll have to test all this out. And then the probably one of the last bigger changes is that they've now machined the car's body in the Gigafactory all from one piece. So it was 70 pieces put together in the past. As you can see here, this is cast from one piece of material, which means it should be safer, it should be better for crashes, and it should reduce any creaks and cranks in the car because you don't have different body parts rubbing together as you're driving. So excited to see what that looks like. And you can see we've got the white Model Y here in this video. This is just a charging video, but it gives you a look at what that white color looks like. And I think the white color looks pretty nice. There it is again. Just really, the white helps it make it look modern. It makes it look modern to me. You know, I've always stuck with black or white. This year I might go for white, but for another reason. Now, this is where we get into the meat and potatoes of this. Obviously we're on the Australian site, so this is Australian dollars. And we can see all of the pictures here, side profiles, back profiles, the wheels, and the interior. Now, let's just put the picture of the car here. There's two options on this one. We've got the rear wheel drive at $63,000, which is about £32,000, and the long range all-wheel drive for $73,000, which works out to about £37. Now, I don't know how it works in Australia, but I'm assuming this is without taxes put on. So add your taxes and then you get the price, similar to the current prices when I've looked at it on here. Now, a little bit of change here. So we've got a 466 kilometer range with the rear wheel drive, and then we have a 551 kilometer range, about 340 miles with the long range. So not a huge difference in range there, but the speed has increased. The 0 to 60 or the 0 to 100k on here is down to 4.3. On previous cars, I believe it was 4.8 seconds. So Going to be interesting. You know, a little bit of a faster car, always a good thing. Now, one thing you'll notice here is that there's no longer an additional cost, number one, for all of the colors. You can choose any color you want and they all say included. Before, sometimes you would get the white for free and then the other colors, especially the ultra red, were much more expensive. Now they're all the same price. And we also have a new glacier blue color. Now, this looks kind of Polestar-y color to me. I'm not sure if I love it. I think this is one that you need to see in real life. I didn't think I'd like the red, ultra red. I saw it in real life, I loved it. But the only problem for me is I really wanted a black one, again, because I love my black Model 3. They've got the stealth gray, which I like, I'm not a massive fan of, and they've got this quicksilver, but there's no black. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. I think this year I might have to go for the quicksilver or the white. And then we have the wheels, only one wheel option. It just seems like we've got the 20-inch Helix wheels, 2.0. No options there. Maybe this will come with the performance model that will inevitably be added at some point. And then we have the black interior and the white interior. Again, you can see not really many changes from the Model 3, other than the yoke steering wheel is gone. We now have a proper circular steering wheel and we have a gear lever here. Sorry, not gear lever, an indicator. The gears are still done on the screen, but the indicator is back. So I'm super happy for that. These are all the features I loved about the new Model 3 and all of the things I didn't like about the new Model 3 kind of fixed with this Model Y. A proper steering wheel, an indicator stalk, and then all of the additional things you get in the new Model 3. So there we go. You can, of course, add autopilot, enhanced autopilot and full self-driving. I wouldn't do that here in the UK. And there we go. That is the new Model Y. What do we think? Are you going to get one? Are you put off by Elon? Are you not liking this new design? Do you think this new design is the best thing you've ever seen? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.